Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285.
Many thanks for still staying there despite the technical glitches. It's Aso Briefing and I'm Joy Annie. Let's begin with the headlines. Vice President Kashim Shettima commissions Tundumbiri resettlement scheme. NFCT CP towards security deployment at University of Abuja. And on Health World NTD Days, this FG raises concern over silent threat of lymphatic filariasis. You're watching Aso Briefing. We're live on DSTV channel 392, also on Star Times TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We're also on the UHF band on channel 38. We'll now go ahead with details of all our stories. Now, Vice President Kashim Shettima has said Governor Uba Sani's leadership is steadily transforming Kaduna State into a one-party state following a surge of defection from opposition parties to the All Progressives Congress, the APC. Vice President Shettima made the remark at the weekend during the commissioning of the Tundumbiri resettlement scheme, where he commended the governor for what he described as deliberate, inclusive and strategic effort to expand the APC's political base across the state. Recalling the outcome of the 2023 general election, VP Shettima noted that the APC had suffered major setbacks in Kaduna before the recent wave of political realignments. He stated that in 2023, APC lost all 3 Senate seats to the PDP out of the 16 members of the National Assembly. The APC had only 4, while the PDP had 10, and the Labour Party had 2. According to him, the situation has since changed significantly due to what he termed the conscious and deliberate efforts of the Governor Sani and party leaders, resulting in a defection of several prominent opposition figures. The Vice President described developments in southern Kaduna as unprecedented, noted that the zone had consistently elected senators on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, since 1999. Now, the House of Representatives has defended the delay in the passage of the electoral amended reforms bill. The Green Chamber said the process is aimed at harmonizing diverse views to produce a credible and acceptable legal framework. The House spokesperson, Aketunde Rotimi, said the law was necessary to ensure that the final document effectively addresses gaps identified during the 2023 general election and strengthen Nigeria's democratic process. Rotimi spoke at the weekend in Ikole, local government area of Ekiti State, where inaugurating road projects at Isaba and Okeayedun, as well as a staff quarters at Odo-Oro High School, Odo-Oro. Responding to concerns expressed by Nigerians on why the electoral reforms bill is yet to be fully passed by the National Assembly, the lawmaker explained that while the House of Representatives had passed the bill before its December recess, the Senate was still working on it. He added that the electoral reforms bill before the National Assembly is targeted at improving the transparency, credibility, and efficiency of the democratic system, while also addressing the shortcomings exposed during the 2023 general election. The lawmaker said credible elections remain the foundation of democracy. He also added that the reforms would generate and guarantee that Nigerians can vote freely and have confidence that their vote would count. He urged Nigerians to continue to support the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying such support would enable the government to deliver more on its promises. Away from that now, the minority leader of the 9th Senate, Senator Philip Tanimo Aduda, has met with key political stakeholders from Buhari area councils as part of ongoing consultations aimed at strengthening political cohesion and advancing the collective interest of the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT. The delegation, led by the chairman of Buhari Area Council, Mr. John Gabaya, paid the visit at a time of heightened political realignment within the FCT as major political actors and groups reassess their positions ahead of the 2027 general election. The meeting is coming against the backdrop of sustained calls by several political groups and support organizations urging Senator Aduda, popularly known as Talban Karu, to consider defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC. These calls have intensified in recent weeks as permutations from 2027 gather momentum. Although Senator Aduda has not publicly declared his political direction, he reassured the Bari stakeholders that broad-based consultations are ongoing with critical stakeholders across the FCT. He emphasized that any decision he takes will be guided by the overall interest, unity and development of the FCT and its people. Speaking on behalf of the delegation, the chairman of Bari Area Council, Mr. John Gabaya, said the stakeholders were in the senator's office to hear directly from the horse's mouth regarding his political plans. He pledged the unfleeting support of Bari's stakeholders, affirming that they would stand by Senator Aduda and align with whatever political decision he ultimately makes in the best interest of the FCT. The visit further highlighted Senator Aduda's continued relevance in the political landscape of the FCT as consultations and alignments intensify ahead of the next electoral cycle. Now, the chairman of Abaji Area Council, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, has expressed profound appreciation to the convener and host of the occasion, Hajia Farida Odange, for organizing what he described as a historic and gigantic event marking the unveiling and inauguration of the 10th World Women Coordinators ahead of the 21st February 2026 general election. Speaking at the event, the chairman noted that women remain a formidable political force in Abaji Area Council, stressing that the council currently has a total of 79.471 registered votes. According to him, these significant voter strength, driven largely by women at the grassroots, guarantees victory through peaceful and democratic means. Alhaji Abubakar Abdullahi emphasized that violence has never been part of his political career and character, declaring that ballot box snatches and snatching or any form of electoral malpractice is completely against the values of his administration. The Abaji chairman further explained that a careful analysis of voter strength across the 10 wards, combined with the massive grassroots support already recorded, clearly shows that the Abaji electorate has already spoken. He added that his administration does not depend on federal or external influence, but rather on the will, confidence and trust of the people of Abaji Area Council. Addressing the Director General of the Tinubu Support Group, the chairman disclosed that his administration is the first in the history of Abaji Area Council to embark on unit-to-unit campaign tours across the world. He described this approach as a demonstration of inclusive leadership, direct grassroots engagement and respectful voices of ordinary citizens. He also commended the former chairman, Dr. Alhaji Yahya Musa Muhammad, for his landmark achievement, particularly in asphalt road construction. In an Ndibo residents in Abuja have been advised to support only those with their interest at heart in the forthcoming area council election. The president of Ahaneze Ndibo FCT chapter, Chief Andrew Okonkwo Ugu, gave the advice at the association's New Year Prayer Day program for 2026 held at the Cyprian Ekwensi Center of Art and Culture in Abuja. Daniel Obi has that report.
Chief Ugu, who thanked God for the gift of life in the new year, stated his commitment to the pursuit of peace, progress, and massive empowerment for women and youths of the organization. He stated further that Ndibo will participate fully and actively in the forthcoming area council elections, as his administration is on course to push the political interests of Ndibo in the FCT.
And what Abuja will do, what we expect in Ohanese 2026, is a flow of prosperity, because we have put everything on ground to making sure that our people out there will assist the needy, will get the values from all canals and help the needy.
Senior executive members, including the chapter's women leader, Mrs. Gladys Chinyere Okoro, Eswal chapter president, Chief Ifeanyichukwu Nweze, and Princess Adeze, Olisilo Moneke called on Ndibo to vote according to the dictates of their conscience as they go about exercising their franchise in the forthcoming elections.
We need good governance. It won't be the same, just like the other ones. Let's open our eyes, and vote for the right person, irrespective. Just vote your conscience. Know the person that will deliver. We all know them.
The area council that will take care or that has shown regard for the Igbo people, our people should support that particular candidate.
The only thing I'm telling the Igbo people is just to come out en masse and vote for the candidate of their choice, right? I know and I believe that if they come out, whoever they stand behind is definitely going to clinch that ticket. Is going to be the winner.
The events themed "The Lord Jehovah is Our God" brought together members of the organization for prayers and thanksgiving. Key highlights was the induction of new members into positions of responsibility within the organization. The occasion was graced by the presence of Honorable Joshua Chinedu Obika, Honorable Christopher Zaka Mekalangu, Honorable Lawrence Onuchuku, among others. Daniel Obi, Aso Television News.
You're watching Aso Briefing. When we return, more stories ahead. To stay with us.
We were warned about this marriage. Because we did not listen, a young maiden is dead.
Nana, come here. Hi. Why do you speak so freely with a stranger from Ajani?
We were just talking about offering Ojigijage a seat on the council.
The gods be praised. He has 2 wives. So why are you making it look like it is a big deal?
Many thanks for staying there. Now, the federal government has warned citizens against neglecting the threat posed by neglected tropical diseases, the NTDs, as the country remains one of the most affected, accounting for a 50% share of the cases globally. Speaking during a public awareness work to mark the 2026 World NTDs Day on Friday, January 30, from Wuse Market to Tako, the National Program Manager for Lymphatic Filariasis at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Mrs. Okoye Chinwe, described lymphatic filariasis as a silent destroyer capable of remaining in the human body for years without symptoms while causing irreversible physical, social, and economic damage. Let's join Elizabeth Kasham for more.
Mrs. Okoye Chinwe emphasized that lymphatic filariasis is both preventable and controllable through yearly administration of free medication, albendazole and mectizan, distributed to residents in endemic communities. She added that the disease remains one of the most dangerous yet overlooked public health threats in Nigeria.
119 million people. Nigeria is already 50% globally. And in Africa, we have almost 25% of the people in Africa, yes, you know. So what we are doing now is to let us know that this lymphatic filariasis is much, and we can control it, we can eliminate it. It's not just for us to, you know, just look at it and overlook it.
Also speaking, the head of monitoring and evaluation of the NTD control program, Mr. Gambo Yakubu, revealed that 583 of Nigeria's 774 local government areas are endemic for lymphatic filariasis.
2 categories of these neglected tropical diseases. We have what is called preventive chemotherapy, neglected tropical diseases, and case management, neglected tropical diseases. So under the preventive chemotherapy and NTDs, we have 5 of them. That is, we have what is called lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as elephantiasis, and so far so good, 583 local governments in Nigeria out of 774 are already endemic. And also in
representing developing partners, Ms. Sarah Pantovo of the Carter Center said the 2026 theme calls for collective responsibilities among government, donors, communities, and health workers.
Well, each of the partners, we all have our responsibilities. Some of us are implementing partners, and then we also have the donors. Like the Carter Center where I work for, we have put in funding, we have trained workers, and we have also strengthened the health system agencies. So we're all supposed to come together and put in decisive action towards the elimination of NTDs.
President of the Nigeria Association of Persons Affected with Leprosy, Mr. Peter Teweyuki, advocated for improved access to NTD drugs and early treatment to prevent disability and discrimination.
What I want to advocate here is that the federal government should join hands with those partners so that they will be able to lead this fight to the grassroots, because somebody coming outside will not do almost everything.
Officials added that several other neglected tropical diseases remain prevalent nationwide, including river blindness in about 480 local government areas, schistosomiasis in 583 local government, soil-transmitted helminth in 424 local government areas, trachoma in 133 local government areas. Elizabeth Kasham, Aso Television.
Now, the Federal Medical Center, FMC, Abuja, has issued a clarification regarding the death of Ms. Ifunanya Lucy Nwangene, who passed away on January 31st, 2026, following complications from a snake bite. The hospital, in a statement via its head of clinical services, Dr. Bioko Muftwao, expressed deep condolences to the Nwangene family, describing the loss as tragic and heartbreaking. According to the hospital management, Ms. Nwangene received prompt and appropriate medical attention upon arrival. Dr. Muftwao stated that treatment reportedly included resuscitation efforts, intravenous fluid, intranasal oxygen, and the administration of polyvalent anti-snake venom, adding that she had already developed severe neurotoxic complication, and despite plans to transfer her to the intensive care unit, her condition deteriorated suddenly before the transfer could be completed. The hospital emphasized that all necessary life-saving measures, including cardiopulmonary resuscitation as a CPR, were carried out by medical staff, but efforts to revive her were unsuccessful. Now, the hospital strongly refuted claims circulating on social media alleging that the unavailability of anti-snake venom or inadequate response, describing such report as unfounded. The institution reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, professional integrity, and quality patient care, and urged the public to rely on credible sources for accurate information. The Commissioner of Police in the FCT, CP Mila Dantawari, has conducted a tour of security deployments within and around the University of Abuja. The tour, carried out on January 29, January 2026, was aimed at assessing existing security arrangements and ensuring adequate preparedness to deter criminal activities within the university environment. According to a statement issued by the command spokesperson, SP Josephine Ada, on Sunday during the operational tour, the Commissioner of Police inspected personnel deployed at strategic locations, including the campus perimeters and surrounding hills. SP Ada said he commended the officers for their commitment and resilience in safeguarding the institution and charged them to remain vigilant, proactive, and professional in the discharge of their duty. The police spokesperson further said, as part of the operational tour, the CP Mila paid a courtesy call on the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Hakim Fawemi, where both engaged in extensive discussions on the prevailing security situation of the institution. She added that they explored modalities for strengthening the already existing security architecture to further enhance the safety of students, staff, and property within the university community. The CP reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring that the university is provided with adequate deployment of personnel and equipment to prevent and promptly respond to any security incident. Still on security now, the Armed Forces of Nigeria says troops have recovered more than 210,000 liters of stolen crude oil, destruction of 53 illegal refining suits, and the arrest of 81 suspected oil thieves in January 2026 by sustaining military operations across the Niger Delta and other parts of the country. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, during a media briefing on ongoing nationwide, disclosed that troops operating under Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe recorded major successes against oil theft syndicates, illegal refiners, and associated criminal network that have continued to sabotage Nigeria's oil production and revenue base. The Director of Defense Media Operation revealed that during surveillance flight over Bakana and Abuloma, military aircraft identified a large barge actively siphoning petroleum product. He noted that oil theft continues to fuel other forms of criminality, including militancy, piracy, and arms proliferation, making its suppression a key component of border national security operations. Major General Onoja, while giving an update on the return of refugees, said the military is intensifying effort to ensure their safe resettlement.
The refugees, Nigerian refugees who went to Cameroon, are now returning. We know that it has been a long process to ensure that they return to their homelands. The military, in conjunction with the federal government, has tried all within its capacity to ensure that we provide the necessary security for those areas that they left. So if they are coming back now, that means it is a measure of the success of our operations, and so we appreciate that the press and Nigerians are aware of that and appreciate that. Now to the specific number of villages or local governments where they come from.
And troops across all theaters of operation nationwide recorded significant operational successes in January, arresting 452 suspected terrorists, kidnappers, and other criminal elements. During the period, security forces also rescued 284 kidnapped victims and received the surrender of 124 terrorists and their family members. Military operation extended beyond the Niger Delta, with troops under various joint task forces sustaining offensives across and against terrorist groups and criminal gangs in the northeast, northwest, north central, and southeast. These operations led to the neutralization of several high-value targets and the disruption of key logistics and support networks. Despite these gains, Major General Onoja reaffirmed that the protection of oil and gas infrastructure remains a strategic priority, citing its critical role in national revenue generation and overall economic stability. Now, South Africa's Minister of Sport, Art and Culture, Guyton Mackenzie, has clarified that no official decision has been taken regarding a change of host for the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations, the WAFCON, following comments by Deputy Minister Peace Mape suggesting the South Africa would step in for Morocco. Speaking on Sunday at the Hollywood Bet Super League Award, Mape said South Africa was ready to host the tournament should Morocco be unable to do so, citing the country's infrastructure, hospitality capacity, and experience in staging major international events. He said it cannot be database and dateable because the country just hosted a successful G20 summit in November where heads of state of different countries attended, which indicates that in terms of hospitality, South Africa is ready as well. However, in a statement released hours later, Mackenzie has stressed that discussions around the tournament remains preliminary and that Morocco is still the official designated host. According to the minister, South Africa has merely indicated its willingness to support the Confederation of African Football, the SCAF, if alternative hosting arrangements become necessary. He noted that such engagements are part of CAF's ongoing contingency planning and do not amount to a relocation of the tournament. He said, as a Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, he wishes to provide clarity following remarks made by the Deputy Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture at the Hollywood Bet Super League Awards regarding the 2026 Total Energy Women's Africa Cup of Nations. That's much we can take on Aso Briefing today. Thank you for watching and thanks for your patience. I am Joy Annie. Do have a wonderful afternoon.